in this area of the planter, you can see our Power Beyond system and the valves that are controlled by that. Power Beyond is controlling systems such as the fold and the vertical toolbar. All the systems that really aren't directly connected, such as the cylinder on the tongue that we talked about, and the delta force and marker. If markers were present, they would be on a separate valve. But all the other systems of the smart frame are controlled by the Power Beyond. While we're in this area, we can talk about the Cfs fan. Now, the Cfs fan and the vac fan are identical. They're both 19-inch diameter fans. And you can see the large 6-inch tube that feeds each section, because we're actually powering the toolbar, the vertical contouring toolbar, with the vacuum. And this is the vacuum line here, this large 6-inch tube, and then the 1.5-inch CFS tubes going out to each individual row unit. So while we're in this area too, we can talk about, which is a revolutionary and patented feature, the inline tandem wheels. The inline tandems are similar to a track in the amount of faceplate that they produce, dissipating the weight and increasing the faceplate. The more faceplate you have, the less compaction impact you have on the soil. But the key feature of this is that it eliminates pinch rows. So we no longer have side-by-side tires, which can put unwanted pressure on either side of the plant row. So pinch rows are completely avoided. You'll notice that there are two different size tires here, 17-inch wheel and a 22-inch wheel. And the reason for that is, well, primarily it gives us a place to put the wing hinge. So with the wing hinge located inside these wheels, we produce a very narrow 12-foot transport width on every model of Momentum, be it a 40-foot or 60-foot toolbar. Large wheel in the rear, smaller wheel in a tire, not width of course, but in diameter. The back wheel is carrying about 60% of the load, front wheel 40. So that positions the pivot point towards that larger tire in the rear. Another benefit to that is that front tire now having equal weight, as this rolls into a wet spot, for example, the weight being on the back side of the tire tends to suspend that front tire out front, which gives us a much better possibility of moving through that wet spot without this tire sinking away. Also, while we're in this area, we can talk about the central fill system. CFS has been totally redesigned for Momentum, and it actually operates at about 30% more efficient, 30 to 40% more efficient. Little things that you may not notice in the design of the Momentum is the drip edge on the bottom of the tank, which keeps the water well away from the air seed mixing chamber. So if this planter is caught in the rain, that seed will not become waterlogged and cause issues. There are two discharge areas to change the seed type. There's a hose port located here that can be used to gravity feed into a box. And then when you get down to the very end of it, you get total clean out. And keep in mind, this would all be folded out of the way, which would give you access to this area of the planter.